Second shot for Sebastian Munoz on the par 5 fourth. Appears to be a layup. And that'll be in the fairway down there. Give himself a good number for his third. Now JT out of the fairway bunker.
It looks like it got up against the lip a little too far to expect him to go for it. Just a smoothish swing. I'm not sure that didn't catch a little lip. It looked like it was nose diving, but should be in the fairway.
3 yards, so he's got 200 yards left, so it's a good call. Up ahead at the 16th green, Ryan Palmer trying to make way for Jordan Spieth. That was a par for Ryan Palmer. Actually teamed up with Jordan Spieth in the Zurich Classic of New Orleans a few years ago. And now Kevin Streelman in the fairway.
308, just an iron here, trying to give yourself a good spot to lay up. Ideally, you'd like to be a little bit more on the right side, but again, that flagstick tucked in behind that large bunker that guards the left side. Probably trying to get it into the bunkers, I would think. Short. And working to the right side. That gets a kick. Might be okay. That might end up being a bit of a challenging
Button.
Justin Thomas, 199 at 4, his third.
Now I'm certain he hit the lip coming out. That's well back.
The Wayne Levy lean.
Oh.
Oh, and it works.
Levy. Wayne Levy was usually leaning that way so he could see the ball. The pin and the ball were in the way, so he kept it.
And now Sebastian Munoz, his third.
Hold that off a little bit. Boy, that had a lot of juice on it from first cut.
hurt, not much. There's enough movement right to left in this green. I think Kevin's got to take this a little right of the flag. That's going to land behind, hopefully spin back.
Pretty much how Kevin Streelman had that drawn up. Good conversation with Mike Bester. Fourth shot for Sebastian Munoz at the fourth.
Yeah, amazing. Sometimes, especially on these courses with big trees, that was kind of stubbed.
Actually, you could kind of use it as a barrier, too. Gotta think this has a good chance to get close.
Yeah, I think he's got it open, but he's square, probably a little lower spinner. Too much spin.
Of the day, so we go to Justin Thomas at the fourth. This to get 4 under through 4 holes.
For an unlikely birdie after hitting the lip on the layup.
Or that would have been 3 under through 4 holes. I was giving him an eagle at the second hole.
Yeah, almost. That putt did break, but after it got past the hole.
So a lot to play for still for Justin Thomas. We were talking about the iterations there. You see he's number 7 projected right now, but he stalls out the engine a little bit, makes a bunch of pars coming in. Who knows? He might fall back to
land. Actually, I've got invited to a couple of member guests, but I haven't gone. I don't get enough shots.
No, well, I played the member guest back at my old home course in Pikeville, Kentucky with my brother, Green Meadows, and they took all the shots away from me. I tried to explain to everybody I'm not who I used to be, but they won't listen.
None of us are.
True.
Good thing about this putt, it's uphill, so you can be firm with it.
Short all the way. Little shock of frustration.
Yeah, you don't think these guys care at all? Every shot. I will say winning the club championship at Whisper Rock is a pretty tall order. I think one year Jeff Ogilvy had won the U.S. Open but didn't win the club championship that same year. Kudos to him for playing in the club championship.
Yeah.
A lot of low handicappers out there, from what I hear. Yeah, this putt for Jordan downhill will definitely drift to his left.
Bled it over the front lip.
Great imagination, using gravity as his friend. That's 6 birdies, no bogeys for Jordan Spieth as he heads over to the par 10 in the FedEx Cup standings as we go to the drivable 5th and Justin Thomas.
He's got the driver, no surprise there. The pin over on the front right today. Little club twirl, he likes it. Oh, like it, he should.
Yeah.
He flew it right on the middle of the green.
Now Sebastian.
Well, certainly, I know BMW would love to give it away. 186 downhill, a little breeze in and off the left. Yeah, this starts too far left. Working left may catch the left side of the green, but might get into that bunker as well. Double cross.
Yes, it is. On the fringe. Long way off.
Should have like just moved the ball.
But yeah, you really just kind of want to let it set it left of the flag. Let the breeze just bring it back. This starts left, trying to work to the right, but that's going to find that left side of the green.
Not bad, but you're not driving a BMW there either.
Initially, it's going to try to go right to left. What's against on top should straighten out, maybe even try to continue to go further left. Well, that was judged pretty well there.
Not bad. You saw him trying to coax it down the hill.
Some of the tee boxes on the 6th hole, the par 3. This is second.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to see how far left he was at our camera angle. Obviously, quite a bit left. Who were we watching yesterday on the tee? Harry Higgs, and somebody scared one.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised at that. Pretty much the same line Jordan was on, so should have an idea what this putt does. Particularly now, once it gets over that ridge. This has more speed on it.
Almost stole one. Gonna have to put,
Justin Thomas now for eagle at 5.
like you said, his second eagle attempt. The first 5 holes. Narrowly missed it on 2. See if he can make up for it here. Not quite. Sit down, ball.
Long time. And Carney, I was curious about that rule. Now that you can have the flag stick in when you're putting, could a caddy decide last second to leave it in? No, you cannot.
No.
If you're tending the pin, you've got to go ahead and remove that. So that'd be kind of a weird penalty if all of a sudden you got dinged for hitting the flag stick when you could leave it in on the green.
Better have your caddy pay attention, for sure. He could quite forget that if you didn't think the ball was going to get to the hole, he might leave it in there. Yeah, that's disappointing there for sure.
Well, Kevin's season's about to come to a close, but he'll be top 70. That is a successful
Entrances into some of the invitationals that you would not be guaranteed if you're outside of it. So there's always something to play for.
That's true. Oh, I'm not sure that wasn't pushed slightly, but it caught the hole. And
When you sit down during the long off season for the PGA Tour, maybe 2 weeks long this year, Sebastian Munoz for birdie. We've had some years recently. Justin Thomas try to clean up for his birdie.
Okay. 11 under, 3 under through his first 5, and might be on to something today.
That start you're looking for. That's Sebastian Munoz. Even par through 4. This for his par. So a little slower start.
Tournament away between the two of them.
Our first look at the difficult closing hole, the 18th, Jordan Spieth.
Well, if you're Jordan, you want to give yourself a chance to put it in the fairway. Give yourself a chance to make birdie, but just don't make a mistake here. This one starts up the left-hand side, drifting to the right. Well, this one's really good.
Goes, we're going to go to the 6th and watch Justin Thomas' tee shot in the par 3.
This pin is really perilously tucked near that bunker that JT has found.
Oh, he came out of this one quickly. That one's probably going to miss the stream to the right.
Yeah, missed it well right. Actually a good lie, and the pin's all the way back. Probably going to have a shot.
If you're going to miss
Yep.
6th, Sebastian Munoz.
Two of them in the bunker, and I bet
Switch to the 9s for the BMW Championship as we look at Justin Thomas's 2nd at 6.
beautiful. Munoz hit a good one too. You can see his ball up by the hole.
So that should be a kick in for Justin Thomas to keep himself there at 11 under. Could he get all the way up to number 5? Probably in the FedEx Cup standings, because that would give him an extra stroke. 5th place in the FedEx Cup going into next week. Starts the week at 5 under par. 6 through 10 start at 4 under. Justin Thomas with the sand save at the 6. When he came there, he really didn't think he was going to play professional golf. But when he played alongside Carlos Ortiz, and then Carlos got out on tour first, 3 wins on the Korn Ferry Tour, he's like, okay, if Carlos can do it, I mean, I guess I can maybe try. And
Beat him in college some.
Yeah, he wins first of those guys. This for his sand save.
Bit of a grind so far for Sebastian. Hasn't gotten his feet.
To go from the right rough, Carney.
Yeah, 200. Wind off the right, ball above his feet. Not surprising, this ball headed left. You're not going to be able to get a kick that's good enough to make that easy for sure.
No, it is pretty tight over to that left bit.
No speed.
From 191, this ball working a little left. Oh. Yeah. This ball headed left toward.
Bunker, you think? Yeah. Bunker's fine.
Such a small little area.
If he can get this inside 15 feet, I think that would be considered a really good golf shot.
One of those to hit a good shot, you'd really have to hit the flagstick and just have it kill it.
I certainly like the thought process there.
Back at 7 now, Justin Thomas.
This has been one of the tougher fairways to hit all week. And it's because that a perfect spot, you've got to challenge that little bunker on the left, you see. Justin reaching back, making sure he carries it if he can. He loves it. He's already in his bag and the ball hadn't stopped yet.
Give me a snack, Jimmy.
Yep. My peanut butter and jelly.
The only fairway he's missed. Speaking of bunkers, Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, uphill lie. Gonna try to get a lot of spin on this one.
Pretty.
Oh, he nipped that. That sounded so good, Robert.
fairway.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is a challenge. Wow, what a tough finishing hole. A little disappointed they didn't put that pin down front right though.
So that'll be 5th bogey for Kevin Streelman on a day. Included 3 birdies and an eagle. Makes me think of something Peter Malnati said one time. All that for that? Seven.
Munoz, without the firepower that Justin has, I don't think he can carry all that bunker. A little fade off of it. Pretty.
And after as well as he's played today, you don't want to finish it on a down note. Gonna try to just pull to his left.
Well, maybe not the most confident tour alive. Sebastian Munoz could drive at the 7th. This is 2nd in the par 4.
Looks like an infinity pool, doesn't it? Right behind that flagstick, just nothing long. Are they saying down? They are, and it barely did. Not often do you miss. Thomas, before he made his ascension to the best player, #1 ranked in the world, that's just what he worked on. Just wedge yardage, wedge yardage, wedge yardage. Dial him in. Became one of the best in the world. Remember the hole out in Mexico, and then
As we go to the 18th, little bonus coverage for you on PGA Tour Live. We're going to bring some other groups into the 18th hole. Tom Hoge sure made a great move last week just to even be here. This is 2nd at 18.
tad in front of it, but a good leave. Not much in it outside of just slow back up the hill.
Johnny Vegas, his 2nd shot.
Johnny Vegas. He doesn't like it.
Half of it was good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. He's aimed out to the right like it's going to break towards the back of the green. The first 3 rounds, he had some speed issues. Left a good handful of them short. That's definitely not short. But that is a speed issue.
18 and Tom Hoge for birdie.
Slow putt. Ooh.
That much pressure on that 8-footer coming back down the hill. Now Sebastian Munoz for his birdie from the fringe. Little right to left, a lot of speed on that one too.
Bags. Because you might have to take some points out of a bag and put it in somebody else's bag. Depending on where the ties are. They're laying it all out. You don't usually see this part of the party. But we're starting to get a pretty good idea who's going to get what. Team Johnny Vegas for birdie.
Did he learn from Tom Hoge a little bit that it's not that fast?
Pretty second, he takes some points away from Jordan Spieth. Spieth is in at 11 under.
Which Colin Morikawa wants to happen. Jordan Spieth
That's
get
right.
less points.
Spieth is in this big tie for 22nd. It was about to get bigger. That would have taken some points away from him.
That tie pretty soon.
Hoge just trying to finish it off here at 18.
He's very happy to be here. The uncertainty of the playoffs and all the different scenarios loom.
And Johnny Vegas, his season ends here today. but it's been a nice run. This is a tough finishing stretch for the members here. They play this as 17. You finish with 3 really tough par 4s in a row. It's just relentless.
The interesting thing he's been working on so far today, it's like a little more extension in the backswing. In his practice swings, exaggeration of keeping that right arm a little bit more bent.
Oh, nice.
He's been pretty dialed in with the driver. This one needs to get down quick. All good. Only one fairway miss so far, and that was one that he kind of thought was going to carry the bunker at the 4th.
Munoz next.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Under. But a bogey would drop him back out. So you got to finish it off right here.
You sure do, and I would say a par is he's going to fall back quite a bit just from the other guys that are still on the golf course. But boy, how much a birdie would do for him with his 6-iron back up the hill. Oh yeah. That is grabbing the bull by the horns right there.
Wouldn't change his projection right now, but later in the day, it could.
82 shot.
Shoffley now started 13th, projected to fall to 15th.
And that's a dividing line too. 11 through 15 are going to start at 3 under par. 16 to 20, 2 under par. And that'll be in that bunker.
Get down all day long.
That's a great way to look at it.
It's always fun to build a fort.
Love building forts.
Munoz's approach at 8.
So my kids are still at that age building forts too, and you look at Justin Thomas, very dependable iron game usually. That one just a hair tugged.
And this bunker shot was impossible yesterday, Mark.
Yesterday, but now with this hole locating about 12 more feet up the green, it's a little more doable. Jordan Spieth just got it up and down, but you got to do it with speed and spin. But it's just a little bit flatter in this section right here that is still downhill, but it's not as bad as over to the right a little bit. It's an important up and down for Xander. Trying to keep him in that 15th spot. The idea trying to land it over here with a lot of spin. Maybe just not as crisp as he would have liked. Still a really quality bunker shot.
So his fort might need that shot, or he could lose a shot for next week. Stewart, Cink, and Dustin, they'll be affecting Xander Schauffele. And in theory, Rory McIlroy, who's right behind them. McIlroy's in a spot where he needs just about every point he can get.
It's a big breaker. Got to start about a foot out there. You see that line lined up. He's already got the line figured out. That's nothing he's thinking about now. He's only thinking about speed.
So in the Siwoo Kim bubble discussion, right now projected 30th. This birdie would give him at least, maybe you only check it an hour and a half if you make, every hour and a half if you make this.
Would have learned a little bit from Xander Schauffele's putt. This is just out there about a cup, a little faster down the hill this way. Stay in it.
The birdie would have moved him to 28th. It would have given him a 48-point cushion projected. Instead, he posts a number that has him on the number.
6.
You gave yourself a chance. We weren't talking about Siwoo Kim getting in here at the beginning of the day. It might be enough. It could be a shot worse, depending on what happens. Justin Thomas has a little something to do with that, although he's in front of him right now. Thomas for birdie at 8.
So that not to be, but his iron game just gives him so many good looks at birdies. Top 6 in strokes gained approach the last 5 seasons. And then also the top 10 in birdie average, over 4 birdies around. He averages each and every season.
Munoz for his birdie. There you go. That's a 10 under par. Charlie Hoffman is in.
So many characters in this story.
Joaquin Neiman at 18.
Penalty area down the right, leaning it back to the left there. Ideal weight.
That's fine. You're going to get to play for it. Chris Kirk, a couple under today. He was a part of that national championship team for the University.
Uphill tee shot. So important just to get in between those 2 bunkers. And it's a goalpost out there. It's only 25 yards wide. I know a goalpost is skinnier than that, but for these guys, they try to get driver within a 25-yard wide area. It's got to be the equivalent of making a 50-yard field goal in the NFL.
It's got the distance, and you know we're going to call that good.
They call that from the fairway.
Is that right?
They do, because it's definitely a lot easier than the primary rough. And
All right.
they didn't know what to do with that. Like, should we do a whole new statistical category for balls that were hit in the first cut of rough? They're probably working on it right now, as detailed as they're getting.
This one, he has nailed it.
He's nailing that driver today.
To the tee at 18, and Shane Lowry.
7 under on his round today. That's a good start.
It's not enough. He's going to have to get into a tie for 4th, but it's a nice move. There's Matt Jones, whose season will end today.